center of the ring. James Toney said this fight means a lot to him. It's the one blemish, the one draw. For James Toney's punches are much crisper. Through the course of the bout, watch that right of James Toney. It has done James Toney the aggressor in this early going. Very involved both in the height and intimidation of opponents. James Toney now jabbing with it, although not to discredit McCallum. He's tenacious in his own right and going backward. Together as we begin round number 3 here at the Reno Sparks Convention Center in Reno, Nevada. Strong and stinging right of James Toney. Watch his uppercut as well. By James Toney. Mike McCallum looking for an opening, finding none. Tries to work the body, gets 2 shots. Mike McCallum, that strong left jab of Toney's to the head of Mike McCallum. Round. In a flurry of punches, Mike McCallum scoring 58 pounds is James Toney. You can hear his punch. Mike, early on in this fight, scheduled for 12 rounds. We're in round number. Another shot to the kidneys by McCallum, another low punch. A reminder, this is set for 12 rounds. McCallum taking most of Toney's punches, either off his gloves or off his arm. James Toney, 23 years old. Mike McCallum, 35. We're at the beginning of round number 6 at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. Once again, a reminder to look for 2 punches. The open punch, rather, and that he needn't be, but that wariness is opening himself. Again, tries for that overhand right and misses. Showing their conditioning, as neither man thus far has shown signs of being weary. For the IBF Middleweight Championship, the belt that James Toney now holds. McCallum staying busy inside. As we get ready for the halfway point of round number 7, this IBF Middle thus far. Counting Toney as round number 7 comes of what was called by many to be the fight of the year last year. And he will give nothing away to James Toney. Took a point away from Mike McCallum. The combination by Toney, none of which lands on corner. McCallum showing a little wear in that play a bit later on. Right now, both men come back to the center of the ring. What this does is makes Mike McCallum right to the kidneys. The combination to the body of James Toney. Calculated to score points. Mike McCallum now beginning to show some fatigue. Left, round 10, round 11, and round 12. Toney, and most of the tactics are coming from Mike McCallum, although James Toney just here of the 2 boxers. Now backpedaling more than engaging. Toney trying to cover up. McCallum, the busier of the 2. Toney is Joe Cortez calling timeout for the 6th time in the draw against McCallum last year. Round IBF Middleweight Championship bout. We're in round number 11 and in close. Whatever Toney throws, McCallum has been. McCallum backpedal. Joe Cortez telling McCallum to keep his punches up. Toney will cover up, and then when McCallum IBF Middleweight Championship bout. Both men coming to the center of the ring, touching. And Mike McCallum knows that. He tries to tie him up. There's some shots this fight. How much will the 1-point deduction by Joe Cortez to Mike McCallum count? On the face of Mike McCallum. And a right to the chin of James Toney, and then ties him up. McCallum, there will be no lights out from James Toney tonight, and with his arms in the air, James Toney looks very frustrated, pacing the ring.